Hello, Neil, and welcome to your deck review. I see this is a Zinnia Tokens deck. I'm looking at your primer. I believe you said we want to use Offspring, we want to make a lot of tokens, which either do a lot of damage or give me card or mana advantage, which is... I'm just going to give you credit for one of the funniest primers I've ever read, and I don't even think it's intentional, because I think what you meant by this is obviously, oh, my deck's very flexible. I have a lot of different ways that Offspring is going to accrue advantage, that ETBs are going to accrue advantage. I have a lot of different ways I can use the tokens. I'm a multi-threat player, and I can't distance it in my head from somebody being like, where's my fucking treat? I cast a spell, I had a bird, I spent the 2 mana, give me fucking something, man! Which is hilarious. Alright, so we have Zinnia, we have +1/+1 counters, which I immediately doubt, especially if we're doing life gain 2. I mean, it's not impossible with Guide of Souls, but I worry off rip where like life gain really wants to do life gain. So we have hard draw, we have a doubler, we have a populator. Okay, I think off rip, 47 creatures is crazy, by the way. That's awesome. That's awesome. I think that'll probably work relatively well. Let me move myself over here. Off rip, I'm worried about how you're tagging this. It seems like you are tagging it by outcome and not actual like place they live in the deck. Like Guide of Souls can put a 1/1 counter on. Philia can put a 1/1 counter on. Chasm Skulker can put 1/1 counters on. Like, this is maybe the only one that I would agree. Maybe like this one and Alenda's Hierophant. But there's... Okay, I'll see how the rest of your tagging is going before I... Yeah, sure. Yeah, token doubler. Great. Damage. Yeah, okay. I worry a lot about how, you know, a lot of Zinnia decks I've looked at before have like Impact Tremors, they have Perforos, they have a Gate Instigator. So I'm worried about if we only have 4 instances of damage, that means we are probably seeing less than 1 of these every game. So that means I'm looking to see a very compelling way to support these cards to get a board state on table. Discard, shut the hell. Nah, don't lie. No lying in the review dojo. Draw we have. Alright, this guy... Why I oughta... Yeah, sure, you technically can draw a card. Sure. Sure. Greedy as hell, but I'm gonna try to let you rock with it, because we can get 2. That's only 3 land drops. It does mean I want to see a lot of fetch lands. You better be fetching like a motherfucker. This is real, especially if we copy it. This is real. We can't copy it, but we're probably making a token every turn, so it's okay. We can copy this one. We can copy this one. We can copy this one. So it looks like we're doing combat damage instead of ETB damage, which I do respect you for as a person. I just have doubts. All right, life. 14. I love that. So we're going to see at least like one of these every turn. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 Soul Warden effects. So how many things do we have that are gonna make us gain life? We have this guy. I'm not counting this guy, because if you're like, yeah, I can swing my 1/1 first strike lifelinker safely, you don't need my help. You need to stop playing Commander against toddlers. This guy we can probably swing safely if we play them early. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.5. I think people might give you a few of these, and you're willing to throw the 1/1s away. 5. 5.5, maybe. How many angels and clerics do we have? We have 5 angels, 9 clerics. Yeah, I'll say 5.5. 6.5, 7.5, 8.5. Okay. I'm liking this. This is enough. We're gonna gain some life. I believe you. Mana. I love seeing all of the 2-mana rocks in here. I hate seeing Soul Ring, but I understand why you did it. I love seeing all the 2-mana rocks. Great. Mill, sure, that is true. Moonshaker Cavalry, sure. All right, and then we've tagged by what colors we can fix for Sacrifice. We really just tagging shit by the word on the card, huh? Big ups, dog. There's a library out there somewhere. They're gonna love the shit out of you. Yeah, that's great. I think we have some big enough things. We can use Ortheon. We can use Saheeli. All right, and this looks like ways to get our stuff through. Synergy. I'll take Synergy for $500, Alex. This thing doubles the shit out of whatever you're doing. Sure. I mean, making more tokens per token, getting more ETBs per ETB, getting more triggered abilities per triggered ability. That all works. Tokens. Okay. Sure. Okay. All right. Greedy curve, but whatever. You have 37 lands. You have a lot of rocks. Maybe that can work. So before we go into the playtest, what I'm most worried about off rip is the only compelling way it seems like you can end the game is by a combination of like Archangel of Thune, some of these life gain beaters, and or like getting multiple turns of Resplendent Angel, right? Like it seems like the life gain plan is not the cherry on top. The life gain plan is like the thing that has to work because we do not have enough ETB pingers and we do not have enough draw to have me be confident that we're going to hit those ETB pingers regularly. Looks like the only thing we're going to hit regularly is something out of your life gain package. And that worries me because I've seen like, yeah, we have like no interaction. And our creature package is cute, but probably not that good. Like it's probably, here's where it gets very good. If we have offspringed a Soul Warden, and we have offspringed Archangel of Thune, and our opponents play creatures into that, oh, we fucking got them. Holy shit, they're done. I think the same thing goes for, combination of really Archangel of Thune or Resplendent Angel, and then offspring life gain engines, cooked in half. They're fucking game's over. I worry about our ability to access enough of the deck to get to those, and I worry about the fact that we can't do anything to defend them. Like these are just some of our brazenly like best cards in the deck, and we are a blue player. No matter how focused you want to be on Avian Empreg, we are a blue player, and we don't have any. I mean, maybe I'm missing a tag. Maybe there's like counter spells down here. Yeah, so you're wrong about this. This can make you win the game. I think to get it clear in your head, your win con is Archangel of Thune. It's Archangel of Thune. It is the one that makes 4/4s. It's maybe even like stuff with Guide of Souls. And I realize it seems like you're tagging very, very literally. I think it would benefit you from a deck building standpoint, and this is advice for anybody building decks ever. Don't tag stuff so literally. Tag stuff around what goal does this achieve? Tag stuff around like what strategy am I servicing here? Because that'll give you a way more accurate picture of, do I have enough cards to pull this strategy off? So let's go to the playtest and see how it comes together right now. So we get 2 rocks. We somehow get no lands. because God does not love you. All right, we get 2 lands. I'm inclined to keep this just because Sarah's Ascendant is in the hand, but I think probably nothing happens. So I'm going to do a quick playtest, and note for my playtesting, it's pretty loose. I'm going to play your deck wrong at some point. I'm not trying to figure out what is the, like, balls to the wall very best the deck can do. I'm trying to get a broad appreciation for what are the play patterns, where am I open, where do I assemble strong stuff. So if I miss anything that is critical to the deck being online or not, I apologize. But know that I'm not confident that I'm about to assess this is the very best the deck can do. I'm trying to assess what does the deck look like when it's on? What does it look like when this deck doesn't work? So we're going to keep a greedy ass hand to play Sarah Ascendant turn 1, and we're going to assume nobody removes it. Bam. 6 life. Yummy, yummy. Man, those 6 red-blue lands coming back to haunt us right now. We probably play the mountain. We play the mountain, and this turn is rough because we wanna use this for the exile to hit a land drop. So I go Valkyrie. Keep slamming with the Sarah's Ascendant. All right, we're gonna Jessica's Will, exile top 3. Oh, right on top, brutal. Oh, absolutely brutal because we lose Moonlit Medallion too. Damn, I don't even know if that's a deck weakness. I think God just knows what you're up to and wants to stop you. All right, so now I think we can tweak pretty hard because we have 4 mana available. Do we have any 2-drops? We don't. I think that's another. No, I think that can be overcome. I take that back. Lip sealed. We can get a Signet down, and if we get a Signet down, we can get a normal Oltec Matterweaver. Dope. Sarah's Ascendant continues to carry the deck. Okay, and here's where we're going to try and get funky. We have a big lifelinker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to Offspring Archangel of Thune. Here is our win con now. Because we cast a creature spell, we get a 1/1 gnome. And then because other angels enter, we're going to gain. So I believe Valkyrie sees the normal copy of Thune enter. Life gain trigger goes on the stack. So these guys all get 1 counter. Offspring copy comes in. Righteous Valkyrie sees that. Both Archangels of Thune now see the life gain. So we get 2 more counters on everything. We go to combat. I hit a motherfucker for 9. Archangel of Thune sees me gain life. 2 Archangels of Thune see me gain life. And like from here, we win. Except for the fact that we don't have interaction, and so a board wipe fucking hoses us. But only thing that can stop us from here is a board wipe. So I believe in the life gain package. I believe a lot in the life gain package. I believe a little in basically everything else because life gain's very parasitic. You typically, unless it is something that gains you an incredible amount of life, like Exquisite Blood. Because Exquisite Blood, you can just sucky off the table hitting each other. But if you're not gaining an incredibly large amount of life, a lot of life gain strategies really want you to have a critical mass of like, I always have a Soul Warden, I always have my Righteous Valkyrie, I always have my Sarah's Ascendant. So we get Suture Priest, we get 1 land, and we have no ramp. Now, what is happening, man? This is a normal amount of lands in the deck. I would be dragging you if it wasn't. We go basic. We go basic. Mana rock. Land. This. Land. Ugh. See, this is actually the type of thing that I don't believe in as much because the Archangel of Thune I beat your ass strategy is just so good. Like our creatures don't need to be indestructible in combat if they're all 10/10s. That's the type of thinking that I'm on. But we can double Welcoming Vampire. So we would draw 1 from the second. Our next turn, we can double dip Chasm Skulker. So this one enters. Both of these see it. We draw 2. 2 counters go on it. We get the Offspring copy. Only triggers once each turn. No more, we're done. And we get counter for drawing for turn. See, and I really want to do Archangel of Thune, because if we Archangel of Thune this fucking board, they're cooked, but we can't because we're spreading our benefits around. That said, nobody's ever been mad at 2 Terror of the Peaks, so I will Offspring that. I get to spread a bunch of damage around. I don't trigger Welcoming Vampire. Next turn, draw 2. And again, this whole time, what I want to be really clear about, everything dies to removal. I'm not telling you like, oh my god, you don't have a counterspell in hand at all times. But right now, your deck is split amongst a couple different strategies. That can be good for resiliency, except in this case, the answer to every strategy is board wipe you. To all of them. I realize you have some ability to recover because Chasm Skulker will explode into a bunch of 1/1s, but whether the life gain strategy is coming together, whether the token ETB strategy is coming together, whether like whatever you've offspringed, whatever like synergy is happening, the answer to you is always Wrath of God. And if there is always one extremely clear answer that just like blows you to hell, it behooves you to defend against that answer. So for you, that's going to look either like clever concealments, like the white instant speed protection spells. There's also Guardian of Faith. Because you do have a fair number of +1/+1 counters, you could even do something extremely cute like Ripples of Potential, which is a little cheaper, lets you proliferate your board and then hide them. You could... And then there's also just counter magic, right? Like you're in blue. You could just have counter spells. But I do think it would behoove you to have something that can defend against the board wipe because you are blessedly less vulnerable to single target removal. People need 2 removal spells to get rid of whatever problem thing you offspring, and Zinnia is cheap enough that you can probably recast them over the course of a game. But a board wipe always and forever ruins your life. And we have yet to be able to deal with it. Ugh, and then we're playing Delny into only 2 creatures that can trigger with them, and they can't trigger twice because it only triggers once each turn. So I actually think this board state right here is a very good example of the disorganization going on within the deck. You have a really good card draw payoff with an okay card draw engine, with an ETB ping engine that doesn't work with our card draw engine, with a doubler that can't work with our card draw engine or our card draw payoff or our ETB damage payoff. And so there's like, it's not like 10 raccoons fighting in a trench coat, but it's definitely like 2 or 3 different raccoons that want to do different stuff. And then we have this life gain stuff that I'm pretty sure, unless I've missed something extremely critical, like I think the only thing I could have done is I could have offspring Alenda's Hierophant and then like shot her with my own Terror of the Peaks to get 2 1/1s with lifelink to trigger Archangel of Thune once, at which point I am shame scooping. So with that all in mind, pretty good deck. I think, as it stands, this is a great bracket 2 deck. You have a lot of cards coming off the top. You are basically never unhappy to see any of them. Like there are high rolls, right, where we get the double Archangel of Thune, we get the double Guide of Souls, everything has a million counters, they fly now, I'm kicking you in the head. And then there are games like this where, all right, I got a lot of sick cards on board, They don't like super work together, but they work together a little bit. Like Delny will still trigger Welcoming Vampires, and I'll still draw 2, and that'll still put counters on my Chasm Skulkers, and that'll still, give me some damage to throw around with Terror of the Peaks. But they do not fit together perfectly. And so if you wanted to take this to the sort of next level, take this into like we are operating a strong and good bracket 3 deck, I would focus much more on the life gain plan. I would focus on things that enabled me to gain life or draw into my big meaty life gain engine. So I'm thinking about things like Charming Prince is an offspring target, which he looks like kind of shitty, but you can flicker any of your other good ETBs. You can reset something. Well, you can't reset Welcoming Vampire because it comes back at end step. Sorry, don't let me lie to you. But we can gain life. We can scry. We can flicker something to get another good ETB out of it. Like, it's very, very good, strong all-arounder. There are, quite frankly, a million cards like this that I could recommend. I'm going to hit you with the, most normal shit ever. I know. Maulhound's reviewing a blue deck. I'm sending you to the Aether Drift Uncommon trenches. Put it in the deck. There's Stock Up. There's Drawn from Dreams. And I'm recommending these over things that just draw you a million cards because, like many decks, you have a couple specific things we want to get for the wheels to get set in motion. You really, really need to find Guide of Souls, Soul Warden, any of our repeatable life gain engines for the life gain plan to come online. And then after that, we got to find like Archangel of Thune. I would even recommend you could do something super greedy. There's a lot of times you're only gaining 1 life. I get that. In those cases, it is slightly more expensive Archangel of Thune, and slightly worse. But Archangel of Thune is so good for this deck, I think you can deal with that. And if you ever have Sarah's Ascendant, this is 9 counters on my whole board. Instantly. Like, you just blow up and you never stop. In that same vein, this one might be too expensive. I genuinely worry about that. This one might be a little bit too expensive. But there is a lot of stuff in the like Azorius ETB category that will work to help with the life gain plan. And so I think overall what I would recommend is like stuff like the Carnosaur and the Gear Hulk. Like, you can keep Terror of the Peaks because Terror of the Peaks is fucking crazy. But like the Gear Hulk, the Carnosaur, the like Kaith, probably the Royal Cartographer. Probably like Saheeli and Ortheon too, and then these like tappy indestructible guys. And this unblockable stuff. Like, I think a lot of that can go in service of like, I don't need to be unblockable. I don't need to be indestructible. I'm bigger than you, and I'm killing you. And then when you try to board wipe me, I'm gonna have a counterspell in hand. And so is there any other... I don't think we want to do Mentor of the Meek because we're sucking up a lot of... We're breathing all the air in the room in terms of spending our mana on offspringing. I think these are fine but greedy. So I think this is, again, I think every card in this section... Sorry, no. I won't rage bait like that. I think these cards are closer to bracket 2 than they are to bracket 3. I think you can definitely keep them, but I think the playtest we saw, just offspringing our really important pieces, is already so good that spending more turns where we can get board wiped to try to make them like triple or quadruple instead of just accepting how good the doubling is, definitely holding us back from a power level perspective. The overall token game plan, I think, does work, especially considering we're trying to do this like kind of wide Archangel of Thune, Nykthos Paragon thing. I don't love Brutaclad because I don't think he works unless we hit Ortheon and turn like if we make a token cop. Oh wait, never mind. I'm smoking crack. You offspring them. Yeah, you always have a token copy. Don't listen to. He's great. He's great. He's great. Don't listen to me. Forget that. Forget I said that. These two are just fine cards. Like Goldspan's super greedy, but greed is good for sure. And then you could probably go down a couple basics to get a couple more blue sources because that did look like a problem in the playtest, and then I think you're good. But those are my recommendations. You want to stay bracket 2? You have the perfect fucking deck. You want to move it up higher? You got to tunnel in a little bit more on the life gain plan. You got to always make sure that we have some way to gain life before we find Archangel of Thune. You need more impulses. So if you go to Scryfall, the O tag is going to be Impulse. The commander is going to be Jeskai. And Impulse is the catch-all for stuff that like looks at the top whatever and then gets you 1 or 2. That's what you need because you got to find the right shit and you got to find it as quick as you can. So with that said, best of luck and I hope you enjoyed.